Hey everybody, and welcome. Today I'm bringing to you one of the best laps I've personally ever experienced around the Nurburgring, the Nordschleife, the Green Hell, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and you're going to see why in just a couple seconds. I'm driving a Mustang GT, a 2015, with the Logitech G29 steering wheel and the matching 6-speed shifter, so it's a very basic entry-level setup, but you know what? It's a lot of fun, gets the job done. If you can get a good deal on it, I'd recommend it to you too. Anyway, here we go. Here's what makes the lap so special. The server just reset. So literally every car that is in the server, I think it's 28 cars, is going to be leaving at once right now. And I may have not mentioned this yet, but this is a realistic track day, as you can tell from the Audi R8 trying to mount with the local foliage and the SLS doing donuts. So away we go. Now I'm going to try pushing my way up front where I don't belong because well, you'll see in just a sec, I'm in a Mustang. The rest of the server's in, like, supercars, so I'm pretty much one of the slowest cars here next to that Toyota GT86 up in front of me. This shot will say it best right here. We've got Alfa Romeos, SLSs, Ferraris, C7s, Lamborghinis, Nissan GTRs, Audi R8s, you name it. The Mustang is just slow. There's no arguing. So away we go down this first straight, and you can see we already have a Ferrari flying up on us. Now, I try to get him to go past here because, I mean, when you're on the left side where you want to be, you can get right up against that barrier there, but he is being very cautious. He backs off once he gets into my blind spot. I freaked out a little bit unnecessarily, but you can see he's being very cautious. He's waiting for a good opportunity. So here's not a good spot. He lets me go, and then right when it opens up, I do what I'm supposed to do, get to the right, let them pass on the left, and he sees it. He takes it. So Ray, kudos, buddy. Way to play it safe. This Lamborghini here, he just goes swinging by. I didn't even see him coming. And same thing with this other Lamborghini here. I had no idea he was in my blind spot until right about there. And then, oh, get out of the way. So 5 cars in front, 1 car behind. No incident yet, amazingly enough. That SLS, I think he's just here to cruise, honestly, because he could pass me in a heartbeat. But he doesn't want to, it seems. So we finally have our first incident here. And you can see, ooh, it's a doozy. It was this Alfa Romeo, this red Alfa Romeo. He just stops on the inside. And in an attempt to avoid him, the Lamborghini goes onto the grass, spins out a little bit, and ironically T-bones him, making all the contact. So that was a beautiful thing, if you appreciate irony. I make a little contact with that black Lambo there. Luckily, it doesn't really ruin him. It doesn't mess him up at all. It doesn't ruin my lap at all. And we carry on. Our SLS friend, right there, right behind me, as he's always been. Coming around this bend here, it leads into a straight, so I really want to get a good run. And you can see our SLS friend, he's breaking loose a little bit back there. A little too much, if I may say so. And it seems to have started something. There's a bit of an incident unfolding back there with at least 3 cars. So I'm just going to go take a quick look at what that was. This Ferrari's perspective says it best. I think it's a 458. I don't know. And as we're coming around this bend here, the SLS is flexing, showing off his angle, how much angle he can get. And the Ferrari tries to show off a bit too. And unfortunately for him, he just doesn't have the good setup for it. No, honestly, he got on the throttle too early trying to go around. And the herd just had nowhere to go. But some good driving etiquette here. He just sits still. He waits for the pack to pass before he starts collecting himself. So kudos to that guy. You're a hero. The unsung hero of Assetto Corsa. So we're flying down the back half of the straight here. There's a bit of a double bend there where you have to lift to the right. We just where you guys tune back in. That's what you just saw. Flying down this downhill section here. You get going very fast. And you can see just over the crest, I've got like 6 cars behind me there. So even though I felt like I was in the clear right now after that SLS's incident, I'm not. I've got a lot of cars right behind me. This is apparently one of the most dangerous sections in the track right here. And you can see it's claimed not 1, not 2, but 3 people. 3 people so far. One of them is our good friend Ray in the gray Ferrari. So I just want to take a quick look at what happened. And here's the entry point again. You can see we're flying down the straight. And, well, here we are.
Another one.
Yeah, and I'm not going to count that BMW as another one because he didn't hit the wall. It was a serious case of follow the leader. You know, one guy hit, the other guy realized what was happening. It was too late. The BMW saw what was happening and tried to get out of it. Couldn't. 3 side by side for a second. Me and 2 Ferraris. The stallions are all lined up. It's not a good place to be when you're in a Mustang. You can only come out on the bottom. But they get by without any incident, thankfully. And we're carrying on down this very fast section here. SLS is still right behind me. He's got to be here to cruise. He could pass me in a heartbeat if he wanted, but he's maintaining the same distance. And unfortunately for him, that's the last we're going to see of him. It just goes to show you can do everything right, and someone else's mistake can ruin everything for you. It was an honest mistake. I'm not going to blame that GTR too much. I've done that like 100 times. There just wasn't a car there in the way. all of the time. So anyway, we're carrying on. That Alpha went off and then rejoined, luckily, without hitting anybody. So that was a stroke of luck. I'm glad for everybody. Flying around the section here, it's very easy to go wide, and I kind of do. And as I'm trying to get the car to settle down, I hit the braking point out of instinct, and that's a bad idea, because you can see right there, I got very sideways. It's very sketchy. Some crazy throttle control to try and keep it under control, but yeah, I almost killed that McLaren too. I was so excited that I survived. I wasn't even fixated on what was around me. I was just like honking my horn. Doot, 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 doot. Anyway, you can see I'm still a little flustered. I'm making silly mistakes going wide here. Coming up to hit, miss, hit, and I'm just going to miss it. Still just freaking out. That white GTR who killed my SLS friend, he's back. It's nice to see not everybody had to suffer from his mistake. And in an attempt to pass and avoid, he didn't have the best braking point there and ended up hitting a couple walls. But he's a good driver. He recomposes himself. And from this point on, it's just him pulling away and that Alfa Romeo catching up. It's a much quicker car. It's lighter. It's faster. It's better handling. I mean, it should be in front. So we're flying down this section here. It's a lot of fun. Not much happens though, so just spare you guys the detail. This is an uphill straight too, so we're not even going that fast. It's taking a while to build up some speed here. And you can see a whole heck of a lot is not happening. So I'm going to put it back to normal speed right about here, because this is where the carousel is. And the carousel, I mean, it's an iconic corner of the Nurburgring, so to skip over that in a double speed would just not be okay. Doing a pretty good job keeping it together a little bit on the inside, but it's better inside than outside in the carousel, I always say, at least in the game. And we get away. And the reason for that being, if you go wide in the carousel, you tend to get sucked out of it, where it's really hard to claw your way back in. So coming around this corner, that AstroTurf can be sketchy, so I try extra hard to stay off of it, which slows me down tremendously. So rather than screw this guy over a little bit, I mean, he's in a faster car, just let him go. It's probably the smart thing to do, hopefully. We're coming up to this section too. I mean, on paper, it's the right thing to do. This is a fun section with a lot of twisting S-turns back and forth. So you're gonna see I'm gonna be braking to get the weight to shift. Like I'm going to the right here, brake up, settle the car down, back to the left, brake up, settle down, back to the right. It's a lot of fun, but the lighter cars with better handling tend to just dominate this section. You know, like there's no argument. So the Mustang's having a hard time getting through it. That Alpha's slowly creeping away as he should, and we're both in a good position here where we don't really have to worry about the other person, so things are working out great. We got a go-kart. Coming in hot. I'm not too familiar with go-karts, so I can't tell you what the car that is, but he's coming in fast. I mean, I think I saw him earlier in one of the cuts. He was like at the back of a group of 6 cars or something, and he's here now, so he must have survived quite a bit of chaos. Speaking of chaos, our Alfa Romeo friend gets on the gas a little too early, just the corner after YouTube corner. He was almost in the clear, but I'm pretty sure that's going to end up on YouTube, so unfortunate for him. Flying down the straight here, the go-kart's right on my tail, and we get a little air. Oh my god, that's so much fun. It's not even that much air, but you walk up when you touch down, it's a blast. Flying around the straight half here, he's catching up quick, so I just hug the right here, get 2 wheels on the grass just so it's obvious that I'm letting him by, and he takes it. And you can see right here, it's like synchronized dancing. I mean, or swimming or whatever. It's synchronization. We're just taking the exact same line. We're looking really good. Coming down this back straight, this is like one of the last straights we get, besides the one that goes over the finish line. And you can hear he just went wide. And here's some more. Here's some more of that good driving etiquette. He simply holds back. He lets me by because he knows he just made a mistake. His good lap is gone. We sort of just bumped into each other at the end here. He doesn't know that I made a few mistakes already. So for all he knows, my lap is pristine, and he doesn't want to ruin it. So what's he do? You can see right here, he just lifts off the gas. He lets me go. He gives me space. What a sweetheart. So again, part of what made this lap so much fun was just all the good drivers. And you can see this is the last corner here, and I almost killed myself. I mean, it was a stupid mistake. You can see I'm trying to brake to get the weight to shift, to point it in for the corner, and I just get on it a little too soon. And it was scary, man. I was going like 140 kilometers an hour getting sideways there. That was scary stuff. But I hold it together, and that's it. That's the lap. We actually survived. So, you know, that was a lot of fun. Surprise. Oh, spoke just a little too soon. Hey guys, Chase Canning here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and more importantly, leave a comment below about things you'd like to see me do. I'm down for different games, F1, Dirt. I've got them all. I'll try them all. Just let me know what you want to see. Drifting, driving, racing, actual racing, not just time to lapse, different cars on different tracks, anything. Let me know. Just leave a comment below. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.